Thank you very much. Welcome, Minister McHugh, and thanks for coming to answer this commencement debate. And I'm raising with you once again St Malaga Senior National School in Balbriggan. As you know, I've raised it on several occasions, the last time being late September, and I just really want an update on the matter and see if we can keep this moving quickly through the system. And as I have outlined to you on previous occasions, Balbriggan is a town in North County Dublin, and it's actually the youngest town in Ireland, and it's the fastest growing town in Ireland as well. And St Malaga's Senior National School has been serving the town of Balbriggan for a long number of years, and it has an excellent reputation in the town, but they're in a very difficult situation at present. They have 466 pupils, 28 teachers, and that includes the principal, Miss Pauline Costello, and they have 6 SNAs in the school, and approximately 60% of the school population is housed in 15 prefabs, and many of those prefabs are approximately 19 years old, so it's a really unsatisfactory situation. And these prefabs are not fit for purpose. They're too hot in the summer, they're too cold in the winter, they're leaking, they're damp. The children and the teachers are getting chest infections. They're having a detrimental effect on those people that have asthma, and there was 3 of them actually damaged during Storm Alley last September as well, and they've since been repaired. But this bad state of repair of the prefabs is causing a big impact on the learning environment in the school, and the teachers and the principal and the SNAs are keeping the standards very high, but it's very, very difficult. And I think the people of St Malaga's and the people of Balbriggan deserve progress on this matter. And as you know, Minister, the extension was approved a number of years ago, and that's to be welcomed, but it's taken a number of years to get to this point, and patience is wearing thin, and the situation is too difficult for this situation to go on any longer, and it really needs to be prioritised and fast-tracked, and that's why I'm raising it with you here again. Now, I know the department this afternoon phoned the principal, Pauline Costello, to let her know that the project manager framework is now completed, and that's to be very much welcomed. But I believe the next stage in the process is the appointment of the consultant design team. And Minister, what I'd like from you today is to outline the time frame for that stage in the process, because it's very urgent and it's very important that we move on to that stage very rapidly, and we can get the new school built and the students can move into that, and we can continue with the excellent learning environment in St Malaga's. So I'd like you to answer that question, and I just would like to emphasise that this can't be put on the long finger any longer. The school has a fantastic reputation in the town, they're doing their best, but they're feeling neglected, and we really need to end the neglect for the children and for the teachers and other staff members in St Malaga's.
Minister.
Seanad Éireann Caisio agus tuigim Buntashi agus tuigim mí Buntashi fásta maidir leis an déanairí a géirí suas a cantar sin agus also an faibanna leis na seomraí sealadach agus slíor fásta go bhfuil an tionchar sumptas atá a gceist leis an scoil seo fásta. I'd like to thank the Senator for raising this matter, as it provides me with the opportunity to outline to the Seanad the current position in relation to the major building project for St Malaga's SNS Balbriggan, County Dublin. A building project for this school is included in the Department's school building programme being delivered under the National Development Plan. A project brief has been finalised and proposes to develop this school to a 16-classroom school, including 2 special class teachers, 8 special education tuition rooms and a 2-class special education needs base. The project will be delivered via the Department's ADAPT programme, which is an innovative accelerated delivery programme first introduced by my department in 2016. The acronym stands for Accelerated Delivery of Architectural Planning and Tendering. It uses a professional external project manager appointed to a selected programme of projects to coordinate and expedite the work of the respective design teams on each project. In this regard, a tender competition is due to conclude on Wednesday, the 10th of April, which is tomorrow, to establish a project manager framework. Once established, this framework will be used in a tender competition to appoint a project manager for the ADAPT programme. once a project manager is appointed, the next step will be for the project manager to run the tender competitions for the appointment of the individual design teams. My department wrote to the school, and as the Senator pointed out today as well, there was a phone call made to the school to provide an update on the status of this project. I just want to assure the Senator that we have a new programme in operation through ADAPT, keeping a close eye on it. It's a national programme. There's a lot of schools in different constituencies throughout the country, including my own county. So it's a new way of doing things, and I think it's the big feedback I'm getting from the schools that are dealing with this particular project. It takes the pressure off the school in dealing with it. So once a project manager is appointed to carry out this programme, I'm confident that this will be a new way of trying to move it forward in as speedily a time frame as possible.
Thank you, Minister. Supplementary, Senator.
Yes, thank you, Gurv Margaret. I just want to know how long will the process now take to get the project manager in place? I know the framework has been completed, but what kind of timescale are we looking at? Are we looking at 1 month, 5 months, 6 months? And then once that is done, the tender for the design stage, how long does that take?
Sir.
Yeah, we're in a space, once this is announced tomorrow, we're looking at a matter of couple of months, 2 months, 3 months to ensure that we get the project manager appointed. And because it's of a national, it's not specifically to one school. I don't want to tie myself up in a knot with a time frame because it is a new scheme. But my message to my officials when I meet with them on this, and I've met them a number of times and told them more at this stage, like if this is going to be a new way of doing things, let's look at the speed and the importance of getting it done in as quick a time frame as possible. And I know the way parents and schools operate, they look at September windows. Obviously, we're not going to be there for this September, but I'm conscious that schools want to work in as speedily a time frame as possible. But I'm also conscious as well that we're dealing with a lot of issues and a lot of difficulties with schools where maybe things were done in too much haste, things were done too quickly. So it's getting that balance to make sure we get the right building, the right custom fit building for proper learning outcomes, but also to be very conscious of the structural and safety capabilities as well.
Thank you, Minister.
Just on for 1 minute, and I appreciate that point about buildings being built at haste, and in Balbriggan we have experience of that with our Gillen Community College. Just 1 minute, I just want to compliment the Minister, actually, if you'd allow me to do that, and thank him for outlining this.
And you'll have me out of order too. So you can have a chat.
Okay.
I thank you both.
Minister,
and you can have a chat
I'll be
on
keeping
the
an eye on this, and I'll be in contact with you and your department just to see if we can get a time frame for the consultation phase.
You'll be able to chat outside regardless.
Here, before you rule me out of order as well, once we announce the framework tomorrow, there will be built into that details around time frame and all that, so there'll be more specific detail on that tomorrow, and we're happy to forward.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you, Senator.